Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a quick review of the 2019 Rad Rover that I bought. I do have a referral code down in the description you can use if you'd like. It'll give you $50 off. I had trouble finding one when I was buying mine, so there's one for you if you'd like. But as far as the bike goes, I would say overall I've been impressed with the quality of it. I've never had a bike that was thousands of dollars before though, so maybe take it with a grain of salt that I'm impressed with it, but overall I've been happy with it. There's just some details like the seat has a handle back here to help you when you're moving it around. Of course the handlebars are this nice leather. The kickstand is very sturdy and strong. I've been impressed with it. So yeah. One thing I have not been impressed with is the brakes. It's taken me a lot of adjustment to get them to a point where I'm relatively comfortable with them. I go on my route to work, I go up and back down about 11 hills, and so I'm either like using the motor going up or I'm riding the brakes on the way down. So it's very apparent to me when the brakes aren't working because some of the hills are pretty steep. But yeah, it's taken a while to just get them adjusted to the point where the levers just feel right, and I'm getting the right amount of control on them. I've considered possibly getting different brake pads or something like that. I don't know. I've never had a bike with disc brakes, but I did expect a little bit more out of them. So that's just one negative thing. Let's see. Another thing is it's a big, heavy bike. It weighs 67 pounds, I think. And when you're going fast around a corner, you're probably gonna feel that weight. And it's just something you have to kind of get used to. I've almost started to feel more like I'm driving it in a way than I am riding it, which is sort of a weird sensation, but it's still fun and it accomplishes what I needed it to do, and I like it. But it's big, it's heavy. So yeah. Let's see, another thing is the pedal assist. It took me a little while to get used to that. I hadn't, at least for any significant distance, ridden a bike with pedal assist before, and there's cases like when you're going around a sharp corner, and maybe on a regular bike you pedal just a little bit just because you're on an incline or something and you need to keep moving. But you do that with the pedal assist on, and suddenly you're like going off much different direction than you thought you were going to. So you just have to get used to that. I've kind of learned to use the throttle in those cases, or just turn the pedal assist off when I know I'm getting into that spot. So yeah. Let's see, I did get one flat tire. It was at after about 100 miles or so. And it was on the front tire. I went ahead and ordered a new replacement tube from Rad Power Bikes. It came in a couple days, which was good. Put it in, it was really pretty easy. I did go ahead and put in some orange seal into the actual tubes themselves to try to help seal up any things that happen. I'm not sure if that's going to work well, but if I keep having problems with flats, I might consider converting it to a tubeless setup. The rims and the tires that come with it don't explicitly support that, so we'll have to see how that goes. But I just have a lot of goat heads and gnarly things around here that I have to deal with, so we'll see. Let's see what else. So out of the box, the controller is set up to stop giving you power to the motor after you've hit 20 miles an hour, which can be kind of annoying at times. I think it's because it's a class 2 bike, they just have to legally do that. But there's ways around that. I'll link to a video in the description that shows you how to get around it. It's a very easy process. You just push a couple of buttons on here and hold them down. And I raised the maximum up to 26 miles an hour, which I think is the highest you can go. And that's been fine. I regularly get up to 24, sometimes 25 miles an hour, but I don't ever get up to really 26 anyway, so it never cuts out on me now. So that's good. The battery has been great. I have absolutely no complaints there. I often ride 14 miles, and it's still at like 80%. So I have no complaints there. I have no idea how far I could get on it, but I imagine it's probably further than I'm going to be willing to sit on this seat. So, yeah. Another weird thing about it is when you're in 7th gear and you've got it like full throttle, or maybe you're up on pedal assist level 4 or 5, there's a strange rattling sound in the back. It's almost like a spoke is loose and just kind of zzz, like buzzing a little bit. Doesn't seem to affect anything, and I've almost gotten used to it at this point, and I just kind of know it happens and just don't care. Hasn't gotten worse, but hasn't gotten away either, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. As I can update the video on if anything changes there, but yeah. I haven't been able to try it in snow yet. I've been interested. You know, everybody likes their fat tire bikes in the snow, but it hasn't been cold enough. But one thing that I did have, I usually ride on pavement or concrete, but there's one time I got off into some dirt. It was just ridiculously soft dirt. Like I'd step in it and I'd sink in this much and it'd billow up, and it was weird actually. And I was initially just walking the bike through it because I didn't know how I was going to handle it, but it was just annoying trying to walk through there. And so I just got on the bike and I was like, well, I'll just give it a try, going slow. And it did wonderfully. It just plowed through it, and it just almost like you can imagine these big fat tires doing it. It did great. So that was a good thing. Let's see. Another thing I've liked about it is the integrated brake light back here. Of course, it comes on when you pull the brake levers, but then it's got the flashing mode, which I didn't initially use, and then I started using it because why not, right? Better if the cars can see you better, that's great. But one of the things I like about it is you can have it on the flashing mode, and if you then turn off the controller, kind of like turn off the bike, then it automatically turns off and stays off. You don't have to worry about it draining the battery because you forgot and left the light on or whatever. So that's been nice. Haven't really had any need to use the headlight yet. I'm going to be soon as it's getting darker, sooner and sooner, but haven't really tried it much yet. The company's tech support has been good. I've contacted them twice, both on the weekends, and they didn't get back to me on the weekends. They got back to me on the Monday afterwards, which is fine. But they were friendly and helpful, so it was good. Yeah. One thing for my personal use case, where I'm going up these tall hills and then back down and up and down, I've kind of wondered if I would have been better off with something that had regenerative braking. This has a geared hub motor. Maybe like the Rad City, for instance, it's got the regenerative braking on there. So like I could be going down the hill, getting the battery back, and have a little bit of drag, not have to be using the brakes as much. I don't feel like I really get to take advantage of the freewheel, but I don't know. That's something just to think about it, depending on your circumstances. So another thing is that a lot of people are going to want to probably talk to you about the bike when they see it. It's distinctive, and even people who are not interested in bikes at all, they're like, "Ooh, what is that? Tell me about this." And it's interesting. Yeah, there's a few people who, like hardcore bikers with their skinny tires and their spandex and everything, will look at you and kind of like sneer, like that's overkill. But it's still fun. So yeah, so I think that's in general the review of it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and I can try to answer them. So thanks.